Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever walked into a car dealership thinking you're about to negotiate like a boss, only to realize you're basically bringing a plastic spoon to a knife fight? Well, that was me last Tuesday, and what happened next completely changed how I think about buying cars forever. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support is needed to keep money-saving and insightful content coming to our audience. So picture this. I'm standing in front of this shiny Honda Civic feeling all confident because I'd watched exactly 3 YouTube videos about car negotiation the night before. I'm thinking I'm basically an expert now, right? The salesperson walks over with that classic car dealer smile, and I'm ready to drop some serious negotiation knowledge on this guy. But here's the thing nobody tells you about haggling for cars. It's not just about knowing a few tricks or having some magic phrases. It's psychological warfare, and most of us walk in completely unprepared for what we're actually up against. Let me take you through exactly what happened, because I learned some pretty eye-opening lessons that could save you thousands of dollars and a lot of embarrassment the next time you're car shopping. First, let me set the scene properly. I had done what most people do, which is basically the bare minimum research. I knew the MSRP, I had a vague idea of what the car was worth, and I thought that was enough. Spoiler alert, it absolutely wasn't. The salesperson, let's call him Dave, immediately started with what I now know is called the anchoring technique. He throws out this really high number first, making everything else seem reasonable by comparison. Dave says the car is listed at $32,000, but because I seem like such a nice guy, he might be able to work something out. Now here's where I made my first major mistake. Instead of having a clear strategy, I just started throwing out random numbers. I said something like, well, I was thinking more like 28,000. Dave nods seriously, like he's really considering this ridiculous lowball offer, and then hits me with the classic response that every car salesperson has probably used a million times. He says he needs to talk to his manager. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I think I'm playing the game right. But what I didn't realize is that this whole manager consultation thing is often just theater. Sometimes there isn't even a real manager involved. It's just a way to make you feel like they're fighting for you while they figure out how much they can actually squeeze out of you. Dave comes back 15 minutes later looking all disappointed and apologetic. He tells me his manager is being really tough, but he managed to get approval for $30,500. I'm thinking, wow, that's a pretty good discount from the original price. But here's what I should have known, the original price was probably inflated anyway. This is where things get really interesting because Dave starts pulling out all these additional costs I hadn't even thought about. Extended warranty, paint protection, fabric protection, gap insurance, documentation fees. Suddenly my $30,500 car is pushing $34,000. And this is the moment where I realized I was in way over my head. I'm sitting there trying to do math in my head, feeling pressured by Dave, who's acting like these are limited time offers that expire if I don't decide right now. The whole environment is designed to make you feel rushed and confused. But then something clicked. Maybe it was all those negotiation videos finally kicking in, or maybe I just got tired of feeling manipulated. I decided to completely change my approach. I told Dave I needed to step outside and make a phone call. This wasn't some strategic move I'd planned, I literally just needed air and space to think clearly. But you know what? It turned out to be the smartest thing I did all day. While I'm outside, I started doing the research I should have done before walking in. I'm looking up actual market values, checking what other dealerships are charging for similar cars, and most importantly, I'm figuring out what all these add-ons actually cost and whether I even need them. Here's what I discovered that completely changed the game. That paint protection Dave was pushing for $1,200? I could get the same thing done independently for about $300. The extended warranty he claimed was essential. My research showed it had so many exclusions it was basically useless. Armed with this information, I walked back in with a completely different energy. Instead of trying to negotiate down from their inflated starting point, I came in with my own offer based on actual market research. I told Dave, look, I've done my homework now. Here's what this car is actually worth, here's what I'm willing to pay, and here are the only add-ons I'm interested in. No games, no back and forth, this is my final offer. And you know what happened? Dave's whole demeanor changed. Suddenly the friendly, helpful guy disappeared and I could see the real negotiator underneath. He started getting pushier, trying to create urgency by claiming other customers were interested in the same car. This is where understanding the psychology becomes crucial. Car dealerships make money by creating emotional pressure and time constraints. They want you to fall in love with a specific car and feel like you have to decide right now or lose out forever. But here's the secret weapon I discovered. Walking away is the most powerful negotiation tool you have, and most people are too afraid to use it. When I stood up and started heading for the door, Dave's tune changed real quick. Suddenly he could talk to his manager again. Suddenly there was more flexibility in the pricing. Suddenly those essential add-ons weren't so essential anymore. This whole experience taught me that car dealerships are businesses. And like any business, they'd rather make some profit than no profit. But they're also betting that most customers don't have the knowledge or confidence to negotiate effectively. Here's what I wish someone had told me before I walked into that dealership. First, know the actual market value of the car you want, not just the sticker price. Use resources like Kelley Blue Book, Edmunds, and check what similar cars are selling for at other dealerships. Second, get pre-approved for financing from your bank or credit union before you even step foot on the lot. Dealership financing can be convenient, but it's often more expensive, and having your own financing gives you more negotiating power. Third, be prepared to walk away, and I mean actually prepared. Don't fall in love with one specific car at one specific dealership. There are thousands of cars out there, and there will always be another deal. Fourth, negotiate the price of the car separately from everything else. Don't let them bundle the car price with financing, trade-in value, and add-ons. Handle each piece individually so you know exactly what you're paying for what. And finally, take your time. Don't let anyone pressure you into making a decision on the spot. Any deal that's only good today is probably not a good deal at all. So what happened with my Honda Civic? Well, after all the back and forth, the walking away, and the real negotiation, I ended up getting the car for $29,000 with only the add-ons I actually wanted. That's $3,500 less than Dave's final offer and probably saved me close to $5,000 compared to what I would have paid if I'd just accepted their first round of negotiations. But more importantly, I learned that haggling for a car isn't really about being aggressive or playing hardball. It's about being informed, patient, and confident enough to advocate for yourself in a situation that's specifically designed to disadvantage you. The car buying process doesn't have to be this adversarial nightmare that everyone makes it out to be, but it does require you to do your homework and understand that you're not just buying a car, you're engaging in a complex negotiation where knowledge really is power. If you're thinking about buying a car soon, remember that every interaction you have at a dealership is part of the negotiation, even when it doesn't feel like it. From the moment you walk on the lot to the moment you sign the papers, stay informed, stay patient, and don't be afraid to walk away if the deal doesn't make sense for you. What's your experience been with car negotiations? Have you had any wins or horror stories? Drop them in the comments because I'd love to hear how other people have handled these situations, and if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more real-world money and negotiation tips.